one of the things like people ask about a lot is like, what's a rabbit, what's a leech? I've kind of posted things on Facebook a lot, or Twitter, or YouTube, or whatever, about rabbits and leeches. And do you have a rabbit or a leech?
I think one's a bot. I think the Russians hacked it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's not a real person.
Like, what's the name?
Is it Rubashan?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't think it's a human being.
It could be like a web developer or something like that. That's funny. And he picked you out of anybody. Maybe like one of the most.
It might have been like the one. Like at the time, I was like the first name he entered on that day or something like that. But he's been on there. I'm like, okay, The dude definitely doesn't work out.
Say it again. Name again.
I think it's maybe it's Rubashan, or maybe it's Robinson. I don't.
Oh, that's who it is, Robinson. Yeah, that is one of our web developers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a bot.
So yeah, it's yeah.
Anyway, so that's he's in there as I think my rabbit. So every once in a while he'll have a score pop in,
and he'll probably post it like close to yours or something like that too.
Yeah.
So what? I mean, do you have any rabbits or leeches that you've assigned personally, or no?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so what a rabbit or a leech is...
Ruined the whole story.
No, what a rabbit or a leech is someone that you dub that's maybe just ahead of you, both performance and score-wise, and someone who's just behind you, maybe performance and score-wise. And it's kind of that virtual race that you can have with someone. You may be in the class with them at that time. They may be at a different location. But it's kind of like a badge of honor, like to say, like, I think you were mine at one point in time. I kind of switched mine up. Like right now, I just have a rabbit, and I have Kathy as my rabbit, because I kind of like to see like how I score in comparison to her when she does it. So it allows you to have a virtual race, or just to monitor one person similar to your level at a time.
And then when you have all three, or when you have both assigned, you'll see in your dashboard the last time all three you worked out. I don't know exact colors, but it'll have 3 lines. It'll look like a race. It'll show you, if the rabbit was in first, you're in the middle, and then the leech will be in green, and it'll show how far you got based on your score for that workout.
Right. And the way you assign it, we got a computer right here, but the way you can assign somebody is simply just by hovering over either the rabbit or the little thing that looks like a snake, and you can just click on it, and it automatically assigns it to you. And you can also hover over those same rabbits and leech icons, and you can see how many rabbits and leeches they have. So that was one of the statistics that I've always wanted to be like really well known. All right, who has the most leeches, or who's dubbed the biggest leech, and who's dubbed the biggest rabbit? Because I think that's kind of like saying, well, I aspire to have this person's form. I aspire to have like score as well as this person. Yeah. So, but let's talk about like rabbit and leech a little bit. Like, who would you consider to be, like, I guess from the mothership, your rabbits and leeches? Like if you had to give a couple names.
I'd say Broski and Emily would be rabbits. We can go back and forth in that,
and that's how it should be.
But they're who I'm keeping up with, and then usually Anna. In the morning is right behind me, and keeps me going, and those guys I'm keeping up with. It's back and forth, and it's a perfect mix. What about you?
Well, like for me, like you said, it's kind of like some days you beat the person, some days you don't. I don't want to pick a rabbit that I know that I'm never going to get Susie or Bill or something like that. I think at one point in time, I like Bill and I were close, but I think it's good to have someone that you have this back and forth with. Like right now, like I said, I have Kathy. I would say Michelle is like, I've always thought of as kind of like my counterpart. Like I feel like she is like kind of like the female version of how I like aspire to work out, and so like she would be, she's definitely a rabbit. She's not a leech by any means. I haven't seen her in a while, but Sydney Wright used to be a really, really good form. And to me, that's like if someone's like nipping, she was my leech for a while. If someone's nipping at my heels and maintains good form and they don't compromise that form, that's someone I want to be in the same like rabbit leech with. So if you haven't dubbed anybody your rabbit or leech, it's kind of like patting someone on the back and say, thanks for giving me the motivation to either keep up with you or keep pushing me along. So,
And it does give you that little extra,
it does.
which is just cool. It's just cool to have. And on those days where you are telling yourself, I'm good, I'll just coast in.
Yeah.
Like, well, maybe I won't now, and it's just that a little extra.
Just yesterday, as a matter of fact, I leeched somebody. And so what leeching is, like, you can actually do this. And we talked about it kind of like drafting.
Yeah.
Gina Riminelli, I'll just say her name out loud. We were coming down to like 5 minutes left, and the way that the workout was, I don't know if it was skewed. It wasn't skewed. It was whatever workout was. There was like a certain point that whenever we got to it, I could get a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. And I think it was like, I don't know what it was. It was 2 like reverse plate pushes or something like that. And I was like a task and a half behind her, and I was able to catch up on that. But you're kind of like keeping tempo. You only rest as long as they rest, even if you're off by a task.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw that they're going. You kind of keep up. I know we say have blinders, but you can kind of feed off that person's pace and their energy. So yeah, Gina, sorry, I kind of like drafted off you and we ended up at the same thing. But I think it's all well and good, and then you congratulate the person afterwards and say thanks for the push.
Yeah, and she was probably going a little harder than normal, knowing where you were. So I mean, it's not like you did anything that didn't help her.
And that's the thing too. So like, even though you say you're not competing with people and stuff, and like, we sound so hypocritical, man. But
We totally do. 'Cause we're like, yeah, don't do this, don't pay attention, and then pay attention to every little thing everyone does.
It's oh gosh, man, it's so true, because like if you're going hard and somebody's going a little bit faster than you, so you're leeching them or they're your rabbit, and you're 2 tasks behind them, and for some reason they just stop, your win's gone. You're like, man, I was getting so close, and so it's like it's just amazing, like just the cohesiveness, like the energy of the group, how much that can affect you mentally and physically. So if you don't have a rabbit or a leech, get one, and just use it. Use it to
Yeah, you might not have one, but I'm sure you can. You have one,
right?
Based on the consistent times you work out and the same people you go with. I'm sure you can figure out who's who or who's your what.
I think you're supposed to get an email. At least that's the way I had it originally set
really?
up. That like you get an email notice like Joe Militello just made you their leech, but I don't know if we have that activated. But nevertheless, definitely pick your rabbit and your leech and see how you guys fare. I'm talking normally right now, but like when I got a camera on, like I gotta play it up a little bit, and that's just, I mean, I feel like you gotta kind of do it, but but I like to just talk straight. Like, so you worked out at Shelby today. Where are you working out tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm going to Royal Oak at 9:30.
9:30
a.m.
Right. Is it Tim teaching then?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. And then I'm working here Wednesday night.
Oh, I saw that.
And then Thursday afternoon I'm going to Brownstown.
Okay.
And then night.
Thursday, what time?
10:30, I think. 10:30 or 11:30.
Gosh.
Maybe it's 11:30.
I haven't been there in forever. I'd love to go.
I think it's 11:30. Yeah, that ride's not going to be great, but whatever.
It's not supposed to snow or anything.
No. I think 75's messed up.
Is it still screwed up? Yeah.
I hear about it all the time. And then I'm doing 9:30 at Harrison on Friday. And I think Emily and Bill might go.
Really?
On Friday too. Okay. Yeah, my buddy works out normally then. I'm not sure if that's the firefighter time or not, but
9:30, I think.
Is it?
I think so. So I just worked out 2 days ago at Harrison at 6:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
6:30 in the morning on Saturday, because it was like I had to take my grandma some places and stuff, and so that was the only time I could really fit it in. And I think we had 11 people in there, and I mean, it's sweet to have any workout that you have that many people going and stuff. It's very energetic. I mean, I didn't have the best performance. I just couldn't keep up. But it's interesting how each location kind of has its own character, And I mean, I noticed it like back when I owned all of them. I noticed it. Each one had its own character, but even more so now that like each one has like it's like, independently owned. Like it all has its own, even more so.
Yeah, it was cool. Just going. I hadn't been to Shelby in a while. It was just cool. I hadn't been there in a while, like I said. And to see the height of it was neat,
Yes.
you know, and the turf's a little different, and
It's a lot of different.
the plates were different. So it was silver Ivanko. So
Chrome.
we were doing, spikes is a little tough when it's wet.
Exactly.
To get a grip on it.
I think that's something really good to talk about is if you were in St. Clair Shores and Harrison Township, and I think Royal Oak has one, you have mostly matted finish, which is the black Ivanko OMs. They no longer make those because, trust me, I wanted to get those. You can only get them on like Craigslist or something. Every other location now is the chrome finish, and you're right. If your hands are wet, they slip.
Yeah.
You do hikes.
Well, I mean, it
Toro.
was spikes was just
Yeah.
ridiculous because the lip is
That too.
smaller too, so it was really tough to get a grip without it. I mean, just it would go nowhere, you know.
Right.
But that was the only thing that really had an issue with the plate. The plate moved fine.
See, but like scores, I think that there's a trade-off. It all evens out because I would rather be on that turf than like this type of turf, but I like our plates more.
Yeah, I think this turf slides more.
I think that's kind of why I like the other turf, but I also think that that's more consistent. When it's really humid, both here in Harrison Township, I think it's much stickier. There's a bigger difference where that kind, just like the ones in Brownstown, Royal Oak, and Shelby, it's more consistent throughout the year. And obviously the decals in the turf, to me that makes a big difference, just seeing how people do stuff. But it was funny just working out, like all the, there was like trash talking going on at Harrison Township. And like not like in an endearing way. It kind of reminds me of the way that like me and Bart and Andy and Tim, the guys that kind of like first started with Syphus, we used to like talk trash to each other, just like, oh yeah, you know, you get lower on that kind of thing. Like, we don't really hear that here anymore. Like it's like kind of like everyone's like tunnel vision for the most part, and I don't know if that's the way we've been teaching or.
I don't know. I mean, I was wondering how it would be. I didn't get to work out with anybody else. It was just me and Jen that worked out today. But I wanted to see how. I got to see the class before, I guess, and I mean they were pretty, just focused and just, figuring out what was next. There wasn't a lot of extracurricular going on up there.
It's weird. Like sometimes like it'll be like the class will be like, good job, so and so, nice job, almost there. Like Shelby, like when I used to teach the night classes like a year ago, that's how I remember it being. I mean, I remember like Darlene Vachon and Jenny Baker and the whole Sarah family, like everyone would like clap and cheer and like that's how it felt like. You don't see that like
No, there was something in my.
Oh no, I was just gonna say you don't see that like a ton of that here. It seems a little bit more like I'm here to do work.
Yeah, it depends.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember when Chuck came and did a class or did a morning one day, and he was talking about how it was so different seeing, us go and not say a word to each other for an hour. You know.
But we all love each other.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
That's what I'm saying. It's like business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then after we all,
Yeah.
And every now and then you'll hear like someone say something or whatever. But it is interesting because again, Harrison, I felt like I didn't know everyone, so like I'm the odd one out here, and like they're like saying things to each other, like it's tongue in cheek type stuff. But I was like, oh man, like and it just feels weird me being the kind of the outsider.
That's why I was trying to plan these trips around
Tour
people I knew, you know. So I knew Jen was going to be there today, and I don't know anyone at Royal Oak, so I don't know. Tomorrow will be totally by myself. But then I have a friend in Brownstown and in Harrison, so it'll be just cool. I haven't worked out with them in a while, so it'll be super cool just to do that because I've been wanting to do that for a while.
We should do that. We should do like a.
I've wanted to do I wanted to do it all in one day, but it's just not possible.
No.
But you could do like 3. You could do 3.
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking about doing something crazy.
I want to go to LA. But what?
Well, yeah, I mean, that was supposed to be Wednesday, but I have to work instead.
I actually do have to go out to LA. But what?
We're thinking about doing AM and PM hundreds.
I was thinking about, like, you're thinking about you actually do both of them?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did it in the morning for the first time.
Why don't you tell us what 100 is?
So it's Syphus for 100 minutes. We don't have enough digits on the clock, so we actually have to go 9960 to get the 100
I didn't realize
minutes.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so we've been doing labyrinths, just making huge ass workouts and going for 100 minutes, and it's really cool. We did it complete darkness.
Mm-hmm.
We had just a spotlight on the board here with the black lights on.
We have black lights in St. Clair Shores.
Yeah. It was just really cool. Everyone liked it, and so it was the first time we did it in the morning, and this was a little different. Obviously, for one, I don't eat in the morning, so I went no eating. We started at 4. We started at 4:50.
That's crazy.
So we went 4:50 to 6:30. I think that's 100. And when we had done it at night, you get this huge adrenaline rush when we get done, and then like I felt myself just crashing when I got home.
Really?
Not really even hungry.
Yeah.
Just
like
I felt okay. Get home and just crash. Go to
Yeah.
bed. Well, now I gotta go to work.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I didn't get a crash. It was very strange.
Oh, okay.
I didn't, but I think I was in bed by 8:30.
That
But I
makes
didn't
sense.
have a midday crash.
Okay.
Or like a couple hour crash, which I anticipated.
Yeah.
I just did my normal routine and went, got ready, ate when I got to work, and I didn't feel like I did anything
Right.
extra versus a normal, Friday morning.
So when you do 100 minutes of Syphus training, do you go, what pace do you go? Like it's got to be toned down a little bit,
So
right?
I haven't. I've wanted to for super hard.
Okay.
Kind of for 3 reasons. One, we don't think we're going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
2, if Bill works out, we want it to be hard because he'll get there.
Okay.
And then I guess that's only 2 reasons.
Wait, say it again. Like what the scoring trouble is that you're having?
Oh no! So what I'm saying is we don't score it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're asking me about my pace, I wanted to do some numbers in terms of tasks per minute.
Yes.
Because that's all I can go by. So I think the first time we did 127 tasks. The second time we did it, it was a different circuit, a different workout, and we did. I say we. I'm royal we. What am I talking
Well,
about?
do you guys math it out though?
No.
You don't math it. Okay.
No. So
If you stayed within the slope between like a 1 and a 50, and then you just divided it by.
well, I think the slopes on these are going to be skewed pretty
Okay.
high. I mean,
Yeah.
because at the end, I mean, we backloaded it with a ton of
Yeah.
difficult stuff.
So it really would be a low slope, but then because of the okay.
Yeah, so I think the serpent we first did was 136 tasks.
Okay.
Bill finished with like a minute left.
I was gonna say like that's finishable in
It
100
was-
minutes probably.
Yeah,
Right?
and like I said, me and Emily got through 127. And I think everyone got at least through 100,
And
which is obviously
131?
Yeah, 36, a task a minute, obviously. And then these last 2 have been in the 120s. I think we did 119.
You should do one of like 200 but easy. It'd be terrible.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
I mean, that'd be fun,
It is. I mean, we haven't wrote these that well, but they work.
Right.
We probably could put a little more breaks after the circuits in the
Yeah.
labyrinth, but it's fun. Everyone's liked it. No one's complaining. I didn't put any patty cakes in this time. So
Did you last time?
the second time we did,
no
yeah.
wonder. I did put it in this month
Yeah.
too. I forgot which one.
Yeah,
I
it
did.
wasn't a big hit, but like we had, what was there? There was 2 CHBs and 2 window washers or something, which is just
yeah.
unnecessary.
Yeah.
And then with like 10 minutes left, I think it was about 10 minutes left. We had 2 skirls in a row, which is just
Oh, you don't want to finish on that.
brutal.
And
yeah.
see, when I'm coming up with like routines, like normal workouts, like I try to look at those spots. I'm like, well, how many people are gonna like finish on this? Like I always end a workout with like
Take off.
take off all the time.
Yeah.
Venom, Twisted, Primates. Something like that, because if someone's getting that close to finishing, you know that they're going to rush that, finishing the board.
Right.
It's hard to tell where everybody else is going to finish, but you still, like, you're not going to, like, you try not to throw, although I just did a U-turn recently with, like, 2 Strohs or something, I don't know, but yeah.
There's 2 Wickas in one a couple weeks ago.
But Wicca you can kind of plow through. There's certain ones like
Well, it was early. I mean, it was literally the 9th task, so you didn't have a choice. You were plowing through it or you weren't working out that day.
what do you think about stricken? I was thinking about that, sideways chicken. It doesn't make it any harder.
No.
No, but you could.
I'd probably take, I mean, you might be able to do it without stopping versus the suicide I have to stop.
Same here, but I feel you definitely you do more like shallows and you do more skirls. No, we don't do like a suicide curl.
Yeah, it was hard. There was 2 today too. It was brutal.
So, like 100, you've done Quest before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you like one of the most epic things was the one in Harrison Township where I spray painted the stairs. You were at that one, right?
Yeah.
Because I was there yesterday or the other day looking at the spray paint. I was like, that was nuts.
That was
I remember going around the perimeter. What was it? It was like jackalope, push, like your nemesis.
Yep.
Run up the stairs, come back, and then pick the.
It was crazy, because we had all the plates laying there.
Yeah.
And you didn't end up with the same plate
No.
you had before.
Yeah.
And I think at the time, I had to use a 35 one way because there weren't any 45s left, and then like pick up a 45 when I came down. It was pretty crazy. That was a good time.
So Quest is something that we don't do very frequently, and I believe, to my knowledge, I think myself and maybe Frankie when he was here was the only one that did one. It's very much like what you're doing with 100, but it's more choreographed, and the people who are participating don't know what's coming next.
Yeah.
Only the trainer knows.
Yeah.
And it's usually done to music that is kind of like, I guess you could say, like spinning, where it's like up tempo goes a little bit slower, up tempo go a little bit slower. But that one is like, I have like a lot of memories. That's like one of like my top like Syphus memories, because it was just such like an epic like workout, and in the darkness of Harrison Township. I mean, that was very dangerous but very fun.
It was fun.
That was good. So what I was going to say was, you guys have done. You were talking about doing 100 in the morning and then 100 at night. I was thinking about doing Syphus, the Tool one, as a 100, which might be a long workout to listen to Tool for 100 minutes, but make it a Quest and
Yeah, I mean,
100.
if you like Tool, I guess.
Yeah, you really gotta like it, or else you won't.
Yeah, so what I've been doing, when we get the class filled, I'll send a message to the people where I'll ask them, like, give me some tasks you like, give me a few songs. So I'll make a playlist for the people that are in here. And then
I've noticed the playlist is like totally random. I heard it today, actually. Yeah.
And then we're not putting tasks that you hate in there.
Yeah.
Not that they're not difficult tasks, but just little annoying tasks that we just don't like to do. We're just not putting in there. And then making sure the tasks that people like are in there as well. Especially with we're doing labyrinths and we're doing 130 tasks. I mean, there's no way to get around. Some stuff has to be in there no matter what.
That is true.
We're not going to just put 6 runs in there,
No.
or 6 ladders. So
especially with Labyrinth. I mean, there's 500 and almost 530 now. Like just recently, it seems like we've got like an extra 20 or whatever. But
it's
like, how do you like it? Do you like it?
I love it, and people that are doing it like it. Like, I think 3 of us have done them all. Like, people, like, we did it again for people that hadn't done it, and they want to do it again. They're like, weekly. We're like, well, I don't know if we can do this weekly, but I mean, once a month for sure is doable. And we'd like to get more people to do it. You just
do you like it? Time. Do you like it in the dark, kind of like Quest?
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I love working out in the morning in the dark.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. But I just do, and it was great because there were a couple people that came in, and you couldn't see it here, so I didn't know if they thought it was closed or not. But I mean, we had this lit up over here.
The 6:30 class.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, so they walk into like
breaking and entering.
Yeah, like what's happening here? Because you could probably hear the music, I guess, but just complete darkness in here. Yeah, it just, I mean, if I'm working out during the day or whatever, the
Yeah.
lights are fine, but for some reason in the morning, I just like them off.
Well, I know 5:30. Like I know not. I only turn this light on. It's funny because I always used to have like the far light on, but like I know the 5:30 crew likes it like that, and I like I like working out in the dark too. Although I don't get to do it very often
Yeah.
anymore.